Zach Life beat depression. It's day 787, and we're back with another tiny dose of heaven and another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, apologize for coming at you a few minutes late today. Just got caught up in the hustle, kind of got away from me. Woke up with late start, so everything's kind of compact. You know, it is what it is. But I'm glad to be here, happy to be here, which brings me into that first tool, that gratitude tool. No matter how we're feeling in the day, we take a second and think about something to be grateful for, and that can totally shift your mindset over to a positive direction if it wasn't there already. So my gratitude today going out to Brett McLeod for being the first one in, for supporting the cause. Appreciate you, brother. Also, gratitude going out to Dunkin' Donuts for having coffee available 24 hours a day, just a few feet away from my home. So, there's so many things you can be grateful for today, each and every day. You can use that gratitude tool in multiple ways. We start every show with a piece of gratitude, but you could also start your day with a piece of gratitude. For some people, journaling that gratitude, writing it down somewhere, helps make that tool even more effective. So feel free to use that gratitude when you feel the need. And if you're feeling down, you can also do something known as a gratitude sandwich, which is something I practice all the time because things still go wrong. You know, there's still stressful situations out here for me. And each of us has our own struggles each and every day. So if I'm going through, or I just received some bad news and I start to think about it, I get into a bad state of mind, I'll gratitude sandwich it. So I'll stop for a minute, I'll think about something I'm grateful for, I'll acknowledge the bad news, and then I'll throw another piece of gratitude in behind it. Today, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't think other than a little late start, I feel great, and I'm in a good state of mind. But on another note, that's why those self-check-ins are so important too. Just because I've overcome the suicidal ideation, I haven't had any suicidal ideation in the last 787 days, depression still affects us as human beings on a spectrum. So you might not be clinically depressed, but you might be going through a depressive period or a depressive state. We might have a mild to moderate case. Those are the words I'm looking for. Mild to moderate symptoms of depression, and that's going to grade on a scale. Different days we're going to be feeling different ways. So we got to check in with ourselves every day, see what we need, and try and give ourselves what we need and not overdo it or underdo it. It's all about that balance, right? Got to find that balance in life. So check in on you. Today is going to be an active session. We're going to get a little high intensity going. We're going to be working through some jabs and crosses. We're going to work through some body shots. And we're talking about body shots from inside the pocket. If you don't know what the pocket is that space when you're very close to your opponent. You can use Beat Depression Bob here as an example. So we have all different ranged attacks, right? We've got our longest range attack is like the teep or a roundhouse, our leg kicks. Then we've got our mid-range attacks, which is the hands, right? All of our shots from our hands. We've got our close range attacks, which is going to be elbows and knees. And then you've got the inside the pocket, which elbows and knees are good inside the pocket as well. But inside the pocket, we don't have to worry about those straight punches coming straight at our head, because our head is literally either against that other person's head or against the chest. We're shelled up, and we're covering up for impact on the side. So we're watching out for hooks. We're watching out for uppercuts coming up that center line. If it's Muay Thai, we're looking out for knees. We're looking out for all those really close range attacks. So we're going to talk about some body shots from inside the pocket, how we execute those, how we stay defended when we're going to toss that body shot, and kind of roll with those punches. So yeah, that's going to be in today's lesson. Before we get into that, a little more gratitude going out to the other ones in so far. Braces can be scary. Claire, all the way from Canada, 5 years old. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. She says her and Luca. And guess what? Luca got a book from the library about space and Haya. So, space ninjas, maybe? That's cool. Good news. And shout out to Slayer Ken for being here at 395 days of consecutive progress, crushing it out there, getting that daily goal accomplishment. Good stuff, brother. Mad with Hats, good to see you again. And Brett McLeod said, had a lot of ups and downs this month, but I'm here, and that's what it's all about. Absolutely. And he said, Sub can't keep kicking it. Good to see that positive support going back and forth. Shout out as well to Tanea. Thank you for being here. I hope that this timer didn't just die. It sounded like it died. So many things could go wrong, right? At any second. I think our timer just bit the dust. Yep. It's plugged in and charging, but it's not working. So we're going to have to kind of moderate today's class. I don't know if I have a backup timer. I do. Give me just 1 second. Let's do this. And emergency measures. This is what happens. Everything's off. Anyways, let's keep rolling forwards. I'll figure out our timer situation in just a moment. We're going to have standard rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath and drink some water. We talked about that gratitude tool. We talked about, we didn't talk about the second one, which is that progress tracking tool. Keeping track of the number of days that you accomplish your daily goal is proof that you can get up, move forwards, and accomplish that daily goal, right? It's proof that you were not debilitated. I have not been debilitated for 787 days, as a matter of fact, because I've kept track of getting up and moving forwards, working for myself. So I know that I am stronger by a matter of fact than those debilitating effects of depression. And if you keep track of the number of days that you get up and get in your daily dose of progress and success, then you can have that physical track record of your strength and your endurance and your perseverance, so that you can give yourself accurate credit based on reality, instead of based on those feelings that we sometimes get fed by depression or anxiety. You know, when we have that imbalance in the brain, when we're dealing with that serotonin imbalance that depression brings on, we wind up having all kinds of negative thoughts and all kinds of thoughts like we can't get up, or we're not able to, or not capable of, or we don't deserve. And this, keeping track of our progress, keeping track of our success, is the proof that those things are lies. So remember that. Remember in the moment when you are going through those blue periods to look at your number and remind yourself that they are temporary. Those feelings are temporary. This is your permanent proof that you are stronger than those temporary feelings. Keep track of that number. The more you keep track of it, the more powerful it can become. And if you share it with others, it can inspire them to move forwards and find the things that work for them as well. So I want to shout out, thank you to Ken for sharing his days at 395 days, almost big 400. Good stuff. And long time, is this your new count? A little chatter in the group. We can count to 100. That's good, Claire. And Brett said he needed a social media cleanse, but he created this account just for Sack Life Sessions. And I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for staying consistent, for showing up for you, and also doing it publicly. Because by publicly being here, people can see that they're not alone. It's not just me out here working for myself, but it's also helping other people stay motivated and keep moving forward. So I appreciate you guys for being here visibly. Again, you're all part of my gratitude section. And Mad with Hat said, had those thoughts a lot recently as well, but glad I can come back occasionally. And we're glad to have you, man. It's good to see you here. It's good to see you working forwards, everybody working forwards together. And remember that progress inspires progress, right? Positivity inspires positivity. It's contagious. We want to see ourselves happy. We want to see our environment improved. And when we make each other happy, we're improving our environment. So we're actually giving ourselves a better social support system that we can not rely on, but we can count on to boost us up and help us move forwards in life. Remember, you can't change people, but you can change the people that are around you. So keep that in mind. Good association, positive social support can also be a powerful mental health tool if you are going through it, having that social support system. So that being said, I'm going to work with this backup timer here. Let's see if I can get it going. And we'll do 3-minute rounds. And I think roughly, we'll figure it out. 3-minute rounds with 1-minute breaks in between to catch your breath and drink some water. And yeah, and let's get it started. We'll have the fighting spirit of the 80s coming through. The boombox. We're talking about fighting from inside the pocket. Before I start the timer, let's talk about that a little bit more. And yeah, and we're going to get right into it. Working from Muay Thai stance. Make sure that you have water out there. You're staying hydrated. You're checking in on you and pushing to your intensity level. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to start just like we normally do with the fundamentals, the jab and cross. And we're going to get in close into that pocket like we were talking about before. We're going to tuck up, cover up our head, protect ourselves from those incoming shots. from the sides. And we're going to work some body shots in there as we slip and roll those incoming punches. So let's do that. Let's get the timer. Let's get the music going. Boom, boom, boom. Bluetooth. Yeah. That's a good enough one for today. All right, let's do it. Visualize that opponent. Square up with them in your Muay Thai stance. Gonna get this timer going. We're gonna start with those fundamentals. Here we go. Square up. Visualize that target. Squared hips, squared shoulders. Guard by the brow line, right? Tuck the fingers. Tuck those thumbs. Step in and twist for the 1. Twist for the 2. Back to stance. Guard high. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth with each strike. Toss those strikes at your skill level to give yourself a challenge today. Let's work for it. We don't want to work too hard, but we also don't want to take it too easy. If we're not putting in work out here and we're not challenging ourselves, then it will become boring. It's all about what we can do to keep ourselves going and keep giving ourselves that challenge. So as we toss these 1, 2 jab crosses, keep that movement going. Step forward, step back, work your way in and out, closer and further away from that visualized target. Remember to turn those fists over and exhale out of the mouth with each strike, landing on that visualized face of that depression dummy. Let's go. Twist through it. Toss those hands. Next thing you can moderate is the volume. Toss 4, toss 5, toss 6. Go at your pace, but challenge yourself. Let's go. Keep it moving. Turn those fists over and land on those large 2 knuckles. And we're going to start stepping in real close. Bump, bump. Hit him with the 1, 2. We're going to get in real close here. Hit him with the 1, hit him with the 2. And then we're going to pretend that opponent is very aggressive. We're going to pretend he just slipped. He took those shots, and now he's coming in close for some close range trouble. So, after we toss that 2, we're going to cover up. Because we got an aggressive opponent coming in. We got to cover up our heads, right? Keep that defense tight. And we're going to tuck into the pocket. Tucking in nice and close to that visualized target. So say our target's here. Hit it with the 1, 2. Now we're going to visualize he's coming in close. We're going to tuck up, cover the head, right? Keep that guard high by the head. But we don't want to lose track of where our opponent is. So when we guard up, we want to leave a space there that you can look through. Look through those hands, sometimes through the gloves this way. As we move around, we want to keep an eye on that opponent. And we want to look for an opening where we can fire a shot. We're going to be talking about body shots today. So as we might take some incoming damage, right? Take those hits to the side. We're going to be covering up and rolling to deflect those shots. We're going to feel them coming in on the side of the head. Boom there, boom there. And when we see an opening, when we see that hand up and that guard exposed, we're going to fire a body shot from that side. So once you're getting close, pretend you're in that pocket. Slip to the side here and pretend their arm is up. They're exposed for the body. We're going to drop that lead hand and torque through. Whoosh! Rolling through the hip. Driving that fist up into the guts of that visualized target. From here in the pocket, we're slipping to the side, whoosh, and we're driving that fist up. Dropping that fist down, locking in the elbow at 90, keeping the wrist nice and straight. We're going to turn through the hip, boom, and drive it upwards, kind of driving up off that rear foot. Same way that we turn for the cross, we're doing it here in a tight confined space. We're loading that rear fist, dropping it 90, whoosh, and driving it up into the body. That's the end of round 1. Catch your breath, drink some water. Take a moment here. We've got 1 minute to catch your breath and check in on you. And then we're going to start the second round. The second round, we're going to start in that pocket, and we'll work from inside that pocket, launching lead and rear hooks. We're going to drill those, not hooks, really lead and rear body shots, and we're going to drill those body shots in succession, give ourselves a higher intensity challenge, and then we'll work in the third round, moving in and out of that pocket, working the jab and cross, stepping in, and then working those body shots as well. We'll mix them together. Hopefully it'll be nice and fluid. You flow with it, and and find room to grow. In the meantime, catch your breath. We got about 40 seconds. Before the next round starts, make sure you're drinking plenty of water and checking in on you and avoiding those signs of overreaching. If you work too hard, we can wind up lightheaded, dizzy, nauseous. Those are all signs that we're pushing too hard. We want to dial that back. So we got about 30 seconds here. We're going to pop into position, and we're going to start now from that close range, tucked, guarded position. So we're in the pocket. We're going to sink a little bit in that pocket and keep that guard tight, right? And as we roll around, as we roll through to deflect punches and to slip punches, we want to stay in the middle of that balance. We want to keep those feet evenly spaced. We're still in the middle. Even though we're moving around, we're not leaning over the feet, right? We're not leaning over that side, over that centered balanced position. So ball up, bring that guard up high by the brow line, tuck in, kind of bring those hands to the side, and start slipping, right? Slipping by turning, turn, 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 turn on those feet, and move left to right. Now we're visualizing that we're right against that opponent. We're very close range here. So when we turn, we don't have to worry about straight shots coming into the head because our head is basically against that opponent. We're basically pushing them forwards and anchoring with our forehead, keeping it close enough that we can't get any of those straight shots. All we have to worry about is shots coming in from the side, possibly knees coming up from the bottom. So the way we protect from those side shots is we bring that shell in, keep the head shelled, chin tucked, right? Chin tucked, head shelled. And we're going to bring that elbow into the center line. That will stop those uppercuts. Hand to the side of the head will stop the hooks. And we're rolling with it, and we're going to roll with the punches. When those punches are coming in, we want to move with the punch so we can take some of that power out of it when they make contact with the glove, right? The glove's going to be your cushion. We're going to roll. So practice in there, in the pocket, tuck chin, guard high, roll, 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 roll. Bring that elbow into the center line while you're rolling. Boom, boom. And keep putting that guard up by the side of the head. Roll, 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 roll. When we're rolling, we're turning on the ball of the foot again. Roll, 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 roll. Deflecting those punches, letting that head move around. We're not a stationary target. We're too close for straight punches. And now we're going to start firing back. So we'll roll with that punch. Felt that impact. Now we're going to quickly torque back and drive that body shot. And you don't want to drop it down here because you'll be exposed for a hook or something, a counter to the head. What you want to do is rotate like you dropped it down here. Rotate up. And then we want to drop that fist out at the last second possible so we can keep that guard most of the way. As we turn back here, we want to drop that fist out. Whoosh! And imagine making contact right there. Back to the body. Roll with the punch. Roll, 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 roll. And now torque. And drop it. Whoosh! Drop that fist at the last second, sending it up on an angle. Picture that fist going up on an angle through the body. Boom! Towards the liver. Boom! Towards the kidney. Boom! 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 And we want to work that body, work those body shots in there while we're still staying shelled up and defended in that roll. Almost there. Keep it nice and tight. Slip. Roll up with the body shot. Slip. Roll up with the body shot. Keeping those knees bent will put us in a good position so we can add power by kind of standing up straight after each one of those rolls. That's the end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water. And shout out to Lisa the Luminary. Thanks for being here. We're talking about fighting inside the pocket with that depression dummy or right up against the bag. We've got a 1 minute break and then we're going to get into our final session. Shawnee boy, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. So we're talking about fighting from inside that pocket. In this third round, we're going to work the jab and cross. We're going to move forwards, and then we're going to slip into the pocket. Stepping in, getting our head basically against the chest or to the side of the head of our opponent. We're in nice and close. And when we're close, we want to bend those knees, tuck in, shell up, and keep the head safe. Keep those gloves moving. Keep that head movement going so you can roll with those punches in that pocket. We're firing back with body shots. Now, if you've got a bag at home, this is a really good exercise for the bag. You can put your head right against it like it's on the chest of an opponent. You could work on keeping that defense tight as you slide around and then work the body with those body shots, torquing through the hips and still rotating on the feet just like we do for the jab and cross. All right, it's time to get back into it. Square up, visualize your opponent, square up with them, and we're gonna start with the jab and cross. Pop, pop. Now we're gonna take a step in and cover up because they're very close to putting aggressive pressure on us. We're gonna stop that forward momentum by tucking in, right? And pressing against them, basically putting your head against them. Now you know where their center line is. We're gonna cover up, keep that shell tight, right? Hand defends both sides of the head. We tuck to the side. We're rolling, roll, roll, roll. Keep bringing that elbow into the center line as you roll. Boom, boom. That's gonna protect you from uppercuts. Keep on keeping that fist by the side of the head. That's gonna protect you from hooks. And you're looking for an opening. You're looking for them to raise their guard and expose their body. Once you see it, you want to roll in, whoosh, and drive that fist up on an angle. Right in the side, right under the ribs, diagonally towards the spine, and turn through the whole body. Remember, we generate power through the body. Back to stance, hit them with the 1-2, boom, boom. 1-2 again, boom, boom. Now we're going to step into the pocket. We're going to slip an incoming hook. Right, from that lead side, we're going to drop this fist to 90, and we're going to torque through, boom, torque through that hip, turn on the ball of that rear foot, and drive that fist up on an angle, landing on those large 2 knuckles. Back to stance, hit him with the 1-2, 1-2. Now he's coming in, he's aggressive, he's pushing forward momentum on us. We want to get in the pocket, heads against their chest. We're keeping the side covered, we're slipping punches, slip, slip, and now we're going to fire back with a hook on this side because we spotted an opening. Drop the fist to 90, whoosh, drive through the hip and fire that fist in to the body. Right under the ribs, diagonal towards the spine, back to stance. Hit him with the 1-2, 1-2, turning those fists over, 1-2, shell up, it's coming in tight. Go into guard, slip, work the body, boom. Bring the guard back to the head as soon as you make contact. Now we're gonna be loaded on the opposite side. We can hit them on the body on the opposite side. Drop the fist, whoosh, drive up. Remember, keep those knees bent, keep it rotating on the ball of the foot, and then bring the fist back to defend. Squeeze, shell up, drop that rear fist, whoosh, work the body, bring it back to defend. Drop the other one, whoosh, work the body, back to defend. Drop the other one, whoosh, work that body. Turning through the hips and the ball of the foot. Sending that fist up on a diagonal, back to stance, square up. Hit him with the 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. He's coming in close, go into the pocket. Slip to the side, work the body. Boom, bring the defense back. Slip back again, work the body. Boom, defense back, slip back. We're taking hooks here, but we want to keep them deflected, right? So keep that guard high. Work that body. Once he changes his strategy, takes that pressure off because he's taking damage, right? We're deflecting, they're taking damage. He's going to take that pressure off. You stand back up, pop, pop, pop. Hit him with the 1-2. Back to stance, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Now you step in, put that pressure on that dummy, sink down into the pocket, and work the body. Wuss, wuss. Oof, that's the end. That was the end of round 3. Hopefully you guys got enough there to work with and to challenge yourselves to grow. Remember, if this wasn't enough high-intensity training for the day for you to work to your level, you can always give yourself a bonus round. Get yourself some quality time with Bob, quality time on that heavy bag, and use the tools that we're equipping ourselves with in here to give yourself that cardio exercise and that higher intensity exercise that you need. If you have more gas in the tank, you need to get it out. Bong, bong, absolutely. Work those body shots. And remember, stay in balance when you're working with these tools. If you got a heavy bag, work on that form, connecting with those large 2 knuckles, keeping the wrist straight, working those angles, and finding out what moves flow, what moves fit together, and link together. That way you can make yourself a creative routine. I'll work with these shots. It will work with these shots so well. Good stuff. Yes, the heavy bag is great because when you get into that pocket, like I was saying before, you can simulate an opponent. And by you pushing your head against them, right, and shelling up, your head is now telling you where their center line is. So even though you don't see their head, right? You can't see where their head is. You can tell their head's directly above my head. So if I want to come up high with a hook high, boom, there it is. You're going to catch the head. You're targeting them with your forehead there, and it lets you keep protected. You don't have to worry about straight punches. You can focus on blocking those income inside shots and then working that body, boom, and getting them to back off, take that pressure off. And on the heavy bag, it's a great feeling just getting those body shots in. So you're all very welcome. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting the cause, being part of it, motivating others with your self-care and your self-progress. Please do keep going, and I will catch you guys same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sack man out.